a princess. A wicked witch of the east, bro. You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong? Am I wrong?
All right, fuck it. We're live. We are back. It's week 2, college football picks and preview show. And as you can see, we have a new guest here joining us. Is our friend Nick Minkoff. We've got the OG Kyle Kirk. What's up, boys?
Guns up. Dude, before we get started, Minkoff, no one watched Texas Tech. What happened last week with Abilene Christian?
You know, and I will tell you this. I am less than 2 months away from marrying a girl from Abilene.
Uh-huh.
And I happen to know people that went there because of her friends. And I turned it off in overtime. I actually was like, let's just lose.
Abilene Christian's they're a powerhouse, right? Like out of the, what are they in the SWAC?
I have absolutely no clue. And honestly, I don't want to know what
hey, at the end of the day, dude, a dub's a dub. Like,
but
you want to know.
Their head coach was RDC 2.5 or 3 years ago.
Oh, that makes sense why they got that game then. Okay.
Yeah, that's my excuse. So
yeah, all right.
We'll get there.
He knew he had an inside line on Texas Tech, bro. The
DC still gave up 52 points, so I don't know how much that helped him. Maybe it was just because he went away.
Yeah,
anyway,
plead the fifth.
Hey, that's all right. Anyway, let's get right into it, boys. We got week 2 coming right up. Nick, thanks for jumping on the show. Here's how we do it, Nick. We just run through any game that you like, just blurt it out, and we'll talk about it, man. Let's get started. So these are Friday games. BYU, SMU. Kyle, I was kind of surprised that the line's 11.5 here. Isn't BYU like pretty decent?
They play okay defense, dude. I don't know what they look like this year. I mean, but SMU has not looked great. And who's going to be the quarterback? Are they doing the 2 quarterback thing, or what the fuck's going on?
I have no clue. I haven't seen a BYU game. I think it's just like they always have like a 25-year-old quarterback that's been like in college for about 6 years, and just finished his.
It really freaks me out any game BYU is playing in, because I mean it's almost like playing Army or Air Force. Like they're just freaking disciplined.
Yeah,
those guys have never had a cold beer.
They're
always just like I was just looking. We lost to them last year, Texas Tech, but that's kind of what we do.
Minkoff, on this podcast, fully transparent, what you're trying to say is they're very, very white, is what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think if Cheese was on the podcast, he would second that too.
Yeah, for sure. Dude,
they're like one of those teams. It's just like I almost just want to stay away. Like,
yeah, they're always scary. There's always some weird shit going on with the Mormons.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
I'm SMU enough to
neither do I.
That game.
Yeah,
I don't
here.
Trust that offense after week 1. But yeah, the Duke Northwestern line I thought was pretty interesting. That's a low ass over under. First off,
37, man, and Northwestern last year was a covering machine.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, 37, Luke. We're talking about 21-21 in a college game. That's such a fucking Vegas setup.
No Elko though. No Elko. No Riley Leonard.
Leonard's not playing.
Have you seen where Northwestern's playing? They're like temporary stadium.
Yeah, it's a bad scene.
It's disgusting.
It's kind of sick though. It's like right on the water.
Yeah, but it's still a bad scene. They don't have a fucking home field. That's also sketchy when teams don't have home fields.
It's almost even better because where they used to play, it was like a quarter, like full.
Yeah, at Ryan Stadium, and the fucking grass was like at your ankles too.
Dude, that spread though, that makes me want to take Duke. Like,
I know, big time, dude. That a home fucking team -2. That's like no faith in them to win it. That was the U of H game last week. Remember, Luke? We talked about it when Vegas does that -2 at home. They have no faith in you winning that game at all.
No.
U of H violated me financially this past weekend.
Dude, they're bad.
I don't think I'll ever forgive them.
Yeah,
not a good ball club. Not a good ball club at the moment.
We'll get into that shortly.
I'm very interested about this Arkansas-Oklahoma State game for 2 reasons. One, because Oklahoma State obviously has Ollie Gordon, all-world running back. At some point, dude, if he's running the ball 25 times a game, like at what point does that just absolutely wear you out? And then on the other side, Arkansas put up 70 against Arkansas Peanut Butter last weekend. So, like, Are they for real? I mean, this
No.
is going to be an exciting
No,
game.
that's a bad dude. Arkansas is bad. That's a bad team. Don't
I-
get caught up in that. I kind of like Oklahoma State here.
So
Yeah.
I do. I don't know much about Arkansas this season, but I do know Oklahoma State is like old as shit. They're bringing back so many starters from last year. So they have Alan Bowman, who has started 2 seasons at Tech when he wasn't. Well, he started some games because he was made of glass, but he's like one of those Brandon Whedons. Like he's like 27.
Yeah. Did he play some pro ball, like baseball before or some shit?
No, so he was a 2-year starter at Tech, then transferred to Michigan, rode the bench. Now he's at Oklahoma State. Like, this is his last year of eligibility.
Finally.
Like, Oklahoma State is old, dude. They're experienced. I like them. I just don't know enough about Arkansas.
Dude,
I'm
I'll
not
tell
saying
you.
this is one of my picks, but I would go with the Pokes.
Yeah, dude, I like Oklahoma State right here, and like buy that hook right there. And
you got to buy the hook.
Yeah, you buy the hook right there. And worst case, it pushes. I think because I think Oklahoma State.
I mean, dude, you can't forget Okie State was in the Big 12 championship last year.
I know they're not terrible.
And Arkansas just continues to disappoint.
Yeah,
Doesn't it feel like though? Anytime Oklahoma State is like supposed to do good, they always just suck though. Like, isn't that like? Am I crazy to think that?
No, you're not.
No, you're correct.
Yeah,
they just never
don't
quite get over the hump, but they're always like
in the mix.
Well coached, solid.
Yeah.
This year they are. I'm telling you, I don't know the numbers, but they are old. Like they didn't lose. Shit.
Yeah.
And Stillwater's always a hard place to play too. Like always.
Arkansas has. I mean, I was a fan of what I saw from Taylor Green last week. I mean, that dude looks like a NBA like shooting guard out on a football field, like just an athletic freak. So I'm excited to see what he does. I mean, I would love for Arkansas to be good again, just because I don't like when they're bad.
Yeah.
And I like Sam Pittman's big titties.
I like them, dude.
I do too. It's fun when the Hogs are good, man. It's so
yeah,
fun.
well,
it is.
Kyle lived in that state, so I guess he's got a right to have
pretty good. I'm pretty in touch. My degree says University of Arkansas at Little Rock, but Arkansas still counts.
And just forget the Little Rock part.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It says University of Arkansas, so that it is my closest alliance right there.
It's all University of Arkansas.
I will say last thing about that game. That game does sketch me, but if I'm taking anything, I'm taking the Pokes and buying the hook.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Rutgers,
I would concur.
Akron's fucking garbage, god awful. But this Georgia Tech Syracuse game. This is going to be a good game.
Line.
This is scary. It is a scary line because, So I wanted to. This is where I learned from last week because I really wanted to take this game just because of the 2.5 home dog. I'm learning from last week. My card's all layups, but I do think I would not be surprised if Syracuse comes out and wins this game. This is where Kyle McCord is at now, right?
That is correct, yes.
Syracuse.
And he looked good last week. Like,
yeah,
really
dude.
good, dude.
And I mean, Syracuse, they play football in a fucking like
dome,
indoor basketball dome. Like they, so it's just like
it's the Orange Dome.
Yeah,
it's a weird home environment. K-State -9 to 2.5.
I like K-State.
We're gonna get to my about to be wife here when we get to a game.
Does Lindsay have any picks?
I can.
Yes, I have a lot of opinions actually, and I want to be on the podcast.
Okay, we'll hop in. We'll get. I mean, our podcast is 100% dudes right now, so maybe if Lindsay joins the stream, we'll at least.
We make diversity. Get another fucking.
No one wants to look at me.
Group in this thing.
Demographic in here.
I want my own.
She's on the other side now.
Okay, we'll bring Lindsay. We'll bring you back for your own episode.
Well,
I'll bring you back in when I make my picks.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
No,
Lindsay, come back anytime.
I do like Kansas State here. Dude, it's just on the road again, man. Those home dogs in college, it's so hard to bet against that shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
This game sketches me too.
Yeah,
Sam, I'm staying away from that. Texas going to Michigan, 7.5 point favorite. Okay, we can talk about it later then, because I think you guys might.
Is that how it's structured? I
don't know how Luke wants to do it. Neither do I.
Yeah, we can talk about.
Luke wants to do.
Yeah, we can talk about that game later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one later. I mean, any extra games though you have here, Minkoff, that you really want
Okay,
to
so
talk
I've got
about?
an opinion about this Baylor Utah game.
I mean,
Dude,
that was a sketchy
Baylor is
cover last year.
ass. I'll
Baylor's,
take Utah with however many points they give me. I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, in Utah.
Cam Rising in Utah, adding it right now.
there's
Actually,
just no chance. I mean, I'm
there's
taking
like no
Utah.
chance in fuck,
Well,
right,
it
Minkoff?
moved Kyle Kirk because it was 14, and I
It
guess now it's 14 and a half. I mean,
yeah,
I don't really care if it was a
fucking
billion and
20.
a half. I'm taking Utah. Baylor is ass.
Yeah, and Cam Rising back again. I mean, for his 100th year of college football.
Yeah.
I'm adding it right now, Luke. It's not going to be on my official card, but just so the
Okay.
fans know, I'm adding it right now.
Put that
I'm
shit
buying
on
that
my
hook,
official
and I'm
card.
buying that.
I don't
I'm
care.
buying that hook. By the way,
So
Minkoff.
North Carolina is a 22.5 point favorite against Charlotte, who I'm pretty sure got beat by like 45 points last week to some.
They did not. They did not.
Oh, they didn't?
No, JMU just beat them
Oh,
down
that's right.
and wore
That's
them
right.
down, and it ended up like because Charlotte. It was they were up 9-5 at half. Very strange score. There was a safety, and because I watched that whole game because I was shitting my pants. But Charlotte, dude, still can't stop anybody. They can stop a little bit more than they could last year, but their offense is pretty putrid. I won't lie.
Yeah, I mean, North
That
Carolina
line
was
is
not.
weird.
Yeah, I mean, North
22,
Carolina
right?
wasn't
It's so
impressive
strange.
with Max Johnson, and he just absolutely blew out his knee last
Yeah,
week.
his
So
knee
they have
is-
some backup quarterback coming in.
Oh,
Um,
really?
I think that's a
Yeah, I didn't
disrespectful
know that.
line though for
he
a
tore his
D1
ACL,
school.
I'm pretty sure.
Max Johnson's the left-handed kid, right?
Yes.
The Brad Johnson's son.
Yeah.
That was at A&M.
Uh huh.
Oh fuck.
Was he at A&M?
Yeah, he was at A&M. He played like a few games, and he got
Well,
hurt
his
at
knee
A&M too.
Turned into seasoning for Cheese's ribs. I mean,
Yeah.
his knee is just done.
Wait, what? Oh, we took Utah. That's Big 12. Okay.
Um,
I'm at
we
it
can
right
talk
now.
about this Iowa State game later.
Love Iowa. Yeah, I love
yeah.
Iowa right here.
We've got the Powder Puff Bowl in the SEC. We've got South Carolina as a 10-point dog going to Kentucky. I wouldn't, Kyle. I love college football. You know that. You couldn't pay me enough money to watch this game. These two offenses, what I saw last week, were atrocious. If I'm taking anything, I'm taking this under, and I'm gonna take it down to 30. It's gonna be an Iowa football game. I mean, it was disgusting what I saw from these two offenses last week.
Yeah, those are bad football teams. South Carolina, I thought was supposed to have like athletes because the quarterback's supposed to be good.
That's
They
what I
were
thought. And they
good.
scored
They were
20
pretty
points
well.
against Old Dominion.
Yeah. Maybe
I-
Old
I
Dominion's
like
a little
teasing
better.
that under.
Maybe.
If we can find another good under to tease that with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
true.
a low number, 42 and a half. I don't know. I
That's
don't
such
like
a
that
low.
game.
Yeah, I would stay away from that shit just because, like, when they're that low, dude, it's like something's up, you know?
Well, they know it's going to be. I mean, I think it's going to be like a 10-17 game. Kentucky wins, doesn't cover. It's disgusting.
Yeah. So the UTSA thing where they were kind of good that 1 year, that was just a 1 year deal, like they're trash again, or what?
Disagree.
They're good?
Jeff Traylor is the UTSA coach. He
Yeah.
is extremely well respected throughout the state as a former high school football coach.
Uh-huh.
UTSA is really good.
They're going to be really good. I think you hammer UTSA here. That's one of my biggest picks.
No shit.
Dude, Jeff Traylor is ask any coach in the state of Texas. I guess I don't even know what else to say. Take UTSA here. That's
But
one of my
but
Love
Texas
it.
State won some fucking games last year, dude. Like they actually they beat ULL, and ULL's like
Texas
they were the
State is,
Sun
like,
Belt.
always a disaster.
Yeah, Kyle. This is
it
another one of those.
Horrible
This is another one of those home lines that's
doesn't
like
make
they don't.
sense though.
Yeah, they don't fucking know, dude. So yeah, I think I'm with Nick here. I'm not gonna add it to my
I'm
car,
adding
but
it.
I would
adding it.
ride.
That's all.
Not talking about Virginia Tech this week. They're on a 1-week ban. Not even gonna look at that
no
game.
No shit, dude. That's so bad. That's so bad. Ole Miss team total over. It's auto bet for me.
Yeah,
Miss.
Middle Tennessee was actually a good little ball club last year. I don't know how they look this year, but I mean, I remember them covering a couple spreads last year.
Can you
That
get
were kind of-
what's that West Virginia spread?
Dude,
I
West
don't got it.
Virginia is
They're playing
fucking-
Albany.
Fucking bad. Minkoff.
I guess I would need to know what the spread is, but I liked it. They had I watched that first half, and they had several drives where I was like, "Damn, they look nice."
dude.
and then they just shit. the
couldn't
bed.
finish.
They just but they had that delay. Like it was a fucked up mess.
Yeah,
and then of
forgot about
course
the weather delay.
Penn State
They were
is.
preseason getting a lot of love, West Virginia,
Yeah.
which they don't ever get. Which
Are
was
they
weird.
still in the Big 12?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Which the Big 12's down, so like that's real. Other than Utah, it's kind of a fucking coin flip.
I think
If
it's
somebody
Utah
can,
and Okie State.
yeah, if somebody can somehow beat Utah, they'll win the fucking conference. Like,
Yeah,
but
they're the favorites, like,
Yeah.
significantly.
so Old Dominion right here at home against East Carolina. I mean, Old Dominion's kind of decent, I guess, because they put
I
up.
guess.
I
Yeah,
don't
either
know.
that or South Carolina's just really, really fucking bad, which
True.
could be the case.
True. What's the line on Florida? They look so good. I may take them to $1 billion
God.
too. Like
Florida?
A&M, dude. Miami looked awesome.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Florida. I was like,
No,
God.
Miami against
I mean,
Florida.
Yeah,
A&M.
Miami.
I think
Mhm.
everyone in the country lost money on betting on Florida. I know I did.
I did.
I
Not.
did. I
we
for
were
sure
me
did.
and Cheese were all over that game. I fucking
Yeah.
doubled
Florida?
up. Yeah, I bet Miami twice.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
you
was a
did
bad
Miami.
call by me.
Dude, Graham Mertz is so bad. They need to play Lagway. He's from right here in New Waverly,
might
Texas.
as well now. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the
might
only
as
thing that's
well
going to
play
save. That would be the only thing that would save Homeboy's job, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
UCF. Cheese. We were texting in the group earlier. He likes UCF minus
Okay,
22.
so I will say this is one of my biggest picks, dude. UCF has some freaking athletes. I am so glad that Texas Tech is not playing them this year. Sam Houston just came off a
He's beat
nice
the
win against
fuck out of
Rice.
Rice. Yeah.
Like, I think it's a trap in dude, UCF has like 70,000 students. That's
Yeah,
not
it's
an
like one of
easy
the
place
biggest
to
schools.
play.
Yeah, it's
Sam
huge.
Houston is gonna shit their pants. I think, what is it, minus 21?
22. But
I
maybe buy it down to 21, or would you take it at the 22
I
number?
take it.
Yeah.
If you can tease it, then tease it with something else. But I like it straight up.
Maybe tease that with maybe fucking, I don't know, one of that Old Dominion game, or maybe the what was the other game we were talking about, the home game where it was fucked up? Oh, UTSA. You could give
UTSA.
UTSA a few more
I
points
like that
too.
little teaser, UTSA and UCF. I
Yeah.
think, dude, UCF is dangerous. Like, they have some freak athletes. I mean, they're
Kyle, what's that dude? Arkansas quarterback. He's there now. Slow as shit. Used to be really good.
with that huge guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
KJ Jefferson.
KJ Jefferson's over
Bro,
there.
that motherfucker, God almighty, dude. They were like, if they don't fumble against Texas A&M on the 2, like we're talking about Arkansas like being back. But
Yeah.
they just, after he fumbled on the 2, I mean, that was it. That was the end
That
of
was
the
it.
fucking year.
You see that
shit
clip
sucks.
of Nick Saban talking about him throwing one of their DNs just like a rag doll?
Dude, he was a monster at Arkansas, and
Yeah,
then just
he
like
sh- and he
his senior
just-
year just was terrible.
Terrible.
Now he's back for another 5th year or
Yeah,
whatever.
He's at UCF, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't fucking Grant Gunnell at Sam Houston?
Dude, he's got to be running low on eligibility.
I mean, the tank should be empty, but I'm pretty sure he's on the fucking team.
Yeah, I mean, if this wasn't recorded, I could say a lot of other things.
I say it for you, Minkoff. It's cool. We can keep moving.
Yeah,
What-
just throw Kyle Kirk under the bus.
Yeah. Is Missouri going to cover this right here, Luke?
I don't know. Last time
That's a
I said we
lot.
wouldn't. That's the last time I said we wouldn't cover, and I mean, it was a fucking shit pumping.
Yeah.
Like to the point where I was like rooting that we just didn't give them any first downs.
Yeah. Maybe like a Buffalo team total under here or something.
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. I mean, honestly, I have no clue with
I
these
just
teams.
so
Like,
many
Betting on
points.
those games like that, like, you know, it's you just don't know.
Yeah, it's like it's really
But
hard.
I mean, if anyone knows, it's Luke. You know, Missouri.
Yeah.
yeah,
But he
I
said
mean,
they wouldn't cover last week, and they
No.
fucking shit pumped
dude,
them,
I mean, last year we almost lost to Memphis and Middle Tennessee. So I'm like, I'm not gonna say we're gonna come out here and
yeah,
cover.
but
'cause
y'all
I have no
motherfuckers
idea.
were a play away from
Buffalo
beating
is-
Georgia.
Buffalo
Yeah, I know.
below those two programs you mentioned,
Yeah.
Middle Tennessee and Memphis. Like, that's not nobody.
Yeah, I
Buffalo
mean,
aren't
look,
even-
ideally,
not in Buffalo.
if I wasn't a Mizzou fan, I would say take Mizzou here minus 34.5. However, I am a Mizzou fan. So, and I've seen us just like, this is where, like, you know, when, like you have a favorite team and then you just see them do some shit that you just can't explain to anybody else. This would be the shit that I just I wouldn't even want to talk about it, but just know where I'm at in my head.
That reminds me of a team that I like, but yeah.
Yeah, at least y'all won that game.
Fuck.
Kansas and Illinois. So I don't have
I
this
got
as a
pick
pick.
here.
I don't either.
You have a, okay. You do have Nick. Do you have a pick here?
You bounce
Yeah,
back and
so
take
I've got some
Kansas
notes
here.
on this game. I think
Here, Nick, save it for your picks. I'll just tell you because this isn't one of my picks, but last year I took this over and it was the same exact line, 55.5. I went back and looked at my notes last year. Kansas put up almost 600 yards of offense and only scored 30 points. I think that they do it. I mean, I think they do it again. I would take this over again at 55.5. They have the
new
same.
quarterback.
Kansas
Am I
can
wrong,
score.
Luke?
Who?
Is it a new quarterback?
Yeah.
No, it was that dude that they had originally that's supposed to be
I'm
really
saying
good.
This year, is it? It's
No,
not-
same guy. It's
Athletic
what's the
kid?
Kansas quarterback's name?
I can't remember the
I
athletic
forget,
ass
but he's
kid.
gotten a lot of hype.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's Jalen Daniels.
Jalen
Yeah.
Daniels. Yeah.
That's
So he
not
was
way too close
he
to
was
the
hurt. He
No,
was hurt in this
I
game
know.
last year, and that Dean kid came out and they put up 600 yards of offense. It was like 34 to 25 or whatever in the overhit. So it's not one of my picks, but I would take this over again at 55.5.
Yeah.
Don't hate it.
Mm-mm.
Other than that,
I mean, there's not a lot down here.
oh, here we go. I mean, we'll talk about this, Kyle,
That's-
later.
Oh boy, is that ever
I don't know
on my
what to do
fucking
with that.
card?
That game.
That's so on my card. Go to the cards. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go to the cards. All right,
Oh, hold
Nick,
on. We gotta give him his Texas Tech. Go ahead.
All right.
yeah.
So I will tell you, and I'll keep this brief. I mean, Texas Tech's my pick of the week. We played. I mean, offense looked great. Finally, have a healthy quarterback. We have not had a quarterback play a full season since Patrick Mahomes in 2016.
That's
Aaron
wild.
Gordon the
That is
highest
a
rated
wild
quarterback we have
statement.
ever had, ever. And he's finally fully healthy. We have number one receiver in the country as a freshman, transfer from Washington State, who he's going to play back home, led the Pac-12 in receiving last year. I think we come out and beat the shit out of them. And if we don't, some fucked up shit's going to happen.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I just think like we've got too much talent to play the way we played last year, and it just with this spread, I think you got to rip Texas Tech. I don't hate the over because our defense let up 51 points to freaking Abilene Christian. So
Yeah.
I'd take the over if it was at 200. So
Well, this is my play of the week in the opposite direction. Washington State is going to fucking kill Texas Tech. Like they're going to kill them because Washington State can play a little bit of defense and they're going to get up. Is he hurt?
And their number one receiver who now plays.
No, the quarterback is good though. The guy that's playing right now.
They're in a
he's
conference
good.
with one other team.
Yeah, one other team. It's a joke. But Washington State's gonna be able to fucking score. I like the over too, but my pick of the week is definitely Washington State to win that game by a ton. But
all right, let's get to these damn cards.
oh my god, go to the cards.
We're going to
I'm
the
ready
cards.
to see
All right.
Luke's because I have to bet everything Luke picks.
I'll go last. I'm gonna bring up our guest picker,
let's
Nick
lead off with
Minkoffs.
Minkoffs. Tech is your
Um,
play of the week, huh? Holy shit.
Oh shit! You're bringing that up.
Well, I told you I'm gonna have a graphic for you after the show, but I couldn't put all this in your graphic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, UCF is very up there with one of my favorites. I mean, I think Texas Tech. We've got way too much talent. Of course, I'm going to pick it. I'm going to get hurt, but I mean, dude, I've been getting hurt by them since Greenville. So.
Oh, that's so funny. Jesus
I like
Christ.
Iowa, dude.
Same.
I really do like Iowa. I just think they have I like them at home. Line sketches me. I love the way to the hospital with the kids. That's really cool. I mean, how do you bet against that shit?
That's very sentimental of you, Nick.
I know.
Utah. I mean,
It's for the kids. We're betting for the kids.
For the children. You know? And I would say Utah. They're just too good. Baylor is cheeks.
Yeah.
This Pitt-Cincinnati game, I love Pitt's defense. Pat Narduzzi used to be the old Michigan State defensive coordinator. There was that 5-year stretch where they literally had like the best defense in college football. Cincinnati's quarterback is so like their fans have not been excited about him. I love the under in that game.
That's 59. That's so many points for two.
That's a lot of points.
That's so like, many points for not good offenses. Like
too good to be true.
Yeah.
All honestly, but whatever. We'll see. The Texas Michigan game terrifies me. I think everybody is all over Texas.
Yeah.
And I've been to the Big House. I was at the game where they muffed the punt.
Against Michigan State.
That was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yep.
That
It
was
is
wild.
a hard place to play. I'm not that confident, but I do like Michigan with the points just because everyone's all over Texas's balls.
Yeah, that's a Vegas play right there.
And then Illinois, I like the money line at home. Like Kansas is, for the first time we can remember in our lives, they're getting so much preseason hype.
Mm-hmm.
They got Brett Bielema at Illinois. They're gonna freaking whoop that ass. And I don't think they're gonna whoop that ass. Actually, I think they're just gonna win the game.
Yeah.
Kyle, they played them last year, and it was a closer game than the scoreboard was. I mean, obviously, like the defense did not show up that game. They ran the ball for, I think it was over 250 yards, something crazy like that.
So that was
But
this last year.
yeah, last season. So, but
Yeah.
I mean, they have the same quarterback. I remember the quarterback struggled. I hope that like he's coming back with another year of experience and can actually do something. I
love
think I
Brett
froze.
I don't know. I
He's
watched
a
that whole
seasoned
Kansas game. I watched that whole Kansas game last week because I had their team total over, and them motherfuckers can go, dude. They're pretty good on offense. I just have no clue about Illinois. I don't. But I do like the Brett Bielema reference. That motherfucker does know how to win games, and he's won some big games already at Illinois.
And I'm looking at Tech's schedule last year.
And at home.
We beat Kansas by 3 points,
Mm.
and we were on our third string quarterback.
Yeah.
I just think like it sounds sexy to like Kansas because it's like this. They've been historically like the worst football program of all time.
As a Mizzou fan, I would love nothing more, Nick, than for you to be absolutely right on this, and just Kansas gets the shit beat out of them. So
Yeah, I mean,
right too.
love that.
I'm nowhere near that game, so I won't.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be even anywhere.
Yeah,
and then UTSA at the end.
Yeah, UTSA. I touched on that. I love Jeff Traylor. That got. I mean, I wanted Tech to hire him when we hired Joey McGuire, but he's a beast, dude. UTSA money line.
Fuck, those losers in College Station should have hired his ass instead of the bullshit they hired.
You
But
better be careful. I think 60% of the viewers may.
They're Aggies. Oh, dude, they fucking hate watch this shit. So it's all good. I don't give.
But that's me, Luke. I didn't
love it, Nick.
Hopefully that was not too long.
I love the card.
No, that was great. Kyle, you're up.
Yeah, run it up there. Yeah, love Texas. I took Texas on Monday. I think Texas is going to win that game just because if Texas can get up, if they can get up 2 scores, Michigan will not come back. They don't have any fucking way to come back because they're not going to be able to throw the ball. And Texas is
their passing offense was not impressive week 1.
Yeah, it wasn't good last year when they won the title. Yeah, we know what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to run the ball. So if Texas can get up 2 scores, it's a wrap. It's almost a wrap to the point to where if they get up 2 scores, take them again, like live. Because Michigan is not going to be able to come back.
I think that is a very good live betting game.
For sure, dude. And if you can get Texas under 6, say Michigan comes out, punches them in the mouth and goes and scores, and you can get them at 6 or under 7, that's a no-brainer, dude. It's all blurry now. I think Iowa -2, love that shit at home. That's basically what it comes down to. Also, I like Iowa team total as well. I think it's like split right down the middle. I think it's like 17 or some shit like that. Iowa team total as well. It's just not on my card.
So few points. It's insane.
It is, but they just seemed a lot more competent on offense this time through.
Makes me such little points makes me so happy. I love Big Ten now.
I love that shit, and I love torturing myself with a fucking Iowa team total. Talk about an ultimate Saturday morning. Watching some gloomy day in fucking Iowa and watching them struggle to score points. There's just nothing better in gambling than that.
It's like a punting clinic.
Yeah, no shit. Like the punter is just awesome. Nebraska -7 and Nebraska team total over. Nebraska will win this game by 3 fucking scores and they will score 50 points against Colorado. Nebraska's quarterback is absolutely legit. He is fucking awesome. I watched the entire game last week.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Good.
If it's not Nebraska's time now, then it's just never Nebraska's time.
I think, and they got this kid. So this kid's dad's a fucking, college football Hall of Famer, went to Nebraska. I think his grandfather went to Nebraska too. He originally committed to, I don't even know where, Georgia or somewhere. I don't know where. He committed somewhere bigger and then decided to go to Nebraska. but he is fucking awesome. Works out with Pat Mahomes people or whatever, and it shows because he throws just like Pat Mahomes, moves around really well. He may even run a little better than Pat right now. I mean, that could change because he's going to get fatter and slower like Pat because he's carbon copy of him. But dude, he's legit.
It's such a bit. It's hilarious.
It is such a bit, and he leans into it, which makes it even cooler. Like, and Pat's cool with it, so like, whatever, run with it, bro.
Yeah.
But Nebraska's got some guys out wide too. They have a few athletes too, dude.
No,
so
they've been recruiting. Their recruiting has gone up. It just feels right for Nebraska to be good. Like,
we said this last week. Yeah, we said this last week. Football's better when Nebraska's good. Like it just is. You know,
that state is corn in football. And
yeah, exactly. Well, when they have a Nebraska football game, it becomes the third largest city is that stadium in the state. So I mean, I love Nebraska, and they're at home. I mean, this line should be 10 at a minimum, I think. So that's a big play for me. That's actually my play of the week. I was just fucking with you, Minkoff, even though that Washington State is on my list.
No, I'm here. Fuck with me all you want.
Yeah. U of H, we touched on it earlier. U of H is bad. They're really bad. Oklahoma. I take this pick because I think Oklahoma's going to win like 31-0 because I don't think U of H is going to score at all. With Venables at home, with U of H being bad, I just don't see U of H scoring at all. So I think they'll be right at this number. It's going to be a pisser when they win 28-0 is what's going to piss me off.
U of H disappointed me so bad last week.
Yeah.
Their starting quarterback started for Tech when he was – because, of course, we get hurt every year.
Yeah.
But Donovan Smith, he beat UT as a starter because the starter was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, my God, I'm taking U of H.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't take them to beat St. Pius at this point. So
yeah, and you know, like the crazy, like think about what was the fucking quarterback that came in when UT was in the national championship and Colt McCoy got hurt? Gilbert, and everybody thought he was going to be awesome the next season because he played great in that national title game, even though they lost. I wonder, like, what happens to those guys when they come back?
He ended up going to like SMU.
He went to SMU, and he was okay at SMU, but he like never was the guy that everybody thought he was going to be after that national title game. They had a stretch
of really disappointing quarterbacks.
Yeah, for sure. And then they finally found one, so that's great. But that's A&M is in that weird purgatory, but they're just big fat losers, but they cannot find a fucking quarterback at all. Like,
so fun to watch.
It's so much fun to watch. Like that last week, and I even bet on them. I took them. And it was an emotional hedge because if they won, good, I win money. If they lose, then I get to sit here and say, fucking losers. I told you, I always knew it, you know.
It's a win-win.
It really is a win-win. But anyways, yeah, Oklahoma wins that game. The
Yeah,
real
like
thing
that.
too, Minkoff, I don't know if you listened to last show, but the funniest thing about A&M losing that game is when that clock hit 0 and they lost that game, they realized we're going to get blown out by Texas too. That's what they realized. Like, that's why they're all a fucking joke, is because they're already worried about that fucking game at the end of the year that they're going to get blown out in anyways.
I will say, though, Kyle, like, I did enjoy watching them lose, but I was more impressed with Notre Dame than I was, like, thought that A&M was, like, ass. Like, it's also first game of the year. It's tough.
Right.
Notre Dame showed some balls going in there.
Fuck yeah.
I love their coach too, dude.
Dude, me too. It was so hard to bet against him. I fucking I want to go play for him. He's fucking
I hate
sick.
A&M, but I actually like A&M's coach too because he's so fat. Like, I just love a fat coach.
Oh my! So you love Belima?
It was a sloppy look,
dude. Tough look. Game 1 for him. Like, dude, baggy. I don't get it. Anyways,
it's badass if you win and your offense looks awesome, but whenever you just come out and lay an egg offensively, you just look like a doofus.
Yeah, and then Washington State at home against Tech. I added them to the card. This is strictly. I didn't watch a single fucking snap.
Kyle left.
I know. Minkoff left. I didn't watch a single second of that Texas Tech game, but if you play Abilene Christian that close, this is a good rivalry, actually. Since I did this, I had no clue. And for everybody, like, I had no clue we were doing this with fucking Minkoff tonight. And then Minkoff, I have another one that's auto bet that's not on this card though. Auto bet on this card is Ohio State team total over. I'll bet it every single weekend. And that's 46.5 this week. Last week it was 51 or 51.5, and I died by the hook because they scored 51.
Who do they have, Kyle?
They're playing Western Michigan, who plays good defense. That's why it's at 46. So, I mean, I don't know that Ohio State's their auto bet for us. Their auto bet me for me every weekend. Yeah, he's okay. That freshman wide receiver for them is unfucking real. I don't know if you saw him last week, Luke, for Ohio State.
Yeah, no, that kid's awesome.
Dude, he is sick. Sick.
I mean, that's just what Ohio State does. They just go get the best receiver in the high school recruiting class, and then they just stack them up.
Yeah, they're so fucking good. And then I have an NFL play on Sunday that may be the lock. It may be the lock of the century. Absolute integrity play for me, and that's our Houston Texans -2 against fucking the Colts. I bought the hook. It's 2.5, but I bought the hook. Also not on the card. But I'm gonna stop being like. So I have 7 picks on this card in 2 weeks. Or in 1 week or whatever the fuck, or I guess week 0 too. But I'm going to stop pretending that I'm like this conservative better because I'm not. Because I had fucking like 47 picks last week.
This is the Kyle I know. This is the Kyle that I know.
It's just letting it rip.
Last week was so surprising.
Yeah. Well, I just do it on this thing. I just did a few picks because like the card will end up being like 50 picks by the end of the week.
I will say that the Texans hype scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about like a CJ Stroud sophomore slump because that dude is just way too calm for a slump.
I agree. It's
I just think
the shit that just terrifies me. Like everyone's all over us. I like being under the radar. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, dude, at some point you got to fucking be the big dog. So why not now? Who cares? And the defense is going to be fucking sick too. So
I like that attitude, coach. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I fucking love the Texans. Go ahead, Luke. What we got now?
Here we fucking go,
and
boys.
I have to bet every one of these now. He was so bad last week, Minkoff, that I told him I would bet every play because there's no way he's going to be that bad this week.
Week 2 of the
Luke's Locks. Luke's Locks.
God damn, was I bad last week?
Shut up,
Minkoff.
Minkoff.
Ado, boys.
I'm just
Here we
kidding.
fucking go.
Oh my
layups.
God.
We're taking layups.
Greg Schiano, huh?
So I've got
Akron's bad.
I got Rutgers -22.5. Akron's coming in. They just got their doors blown off by Ohio State. They're gonna get their doors blown off again by Rutgers. Rutgers beat a good Howard team last week and beat them by 44. The head coach comes on and talks about we have a laundry list of things we need to clean up. I fully expect Rutgers just to put up another 40 burger on Akron. They're not going to, I mean, offensively, defensively, line of scrimmage is going to be an absolute problem for these boys. I don't understand why this line's only 22.5. I mean, if it's not a third,
people don't respect them.
No,
it's ridiculous. I mean, they have the Big Ten rushing leader, Kyle Monungai.
Yeah,
the dude's a stud. So I don't even think they try to throw the ball against Akron. I think they just run it down their throat and just beat the shit out of them physically, mentally. Give me Rutgers. Number 2, I've got Cal coming into Auburn, 13-point dogs, over under 53.5. Give me Auburn. These two teams played last year. It was the first away game for Hugh Freeze and for their quarterback's name. Give me 1 second. But I have Kyle. What's the quarterback's name for Auburn?
Fuck, I have no fucking clue who's playing.
I can
Auburn,
tell you,
dude.
it's Peyton Thorne.
Oh, Thorne, that guy's still there.
Yeah,
that's the guy that beat A&M, right? Yeah, he's the guy who beat A&M. That's right.
So last year when they went to Cal to play, when Auburn and Cal played last year, he was not good to start the year. Got better as the year went on, but they took him out like halfway through the game. Auburn ended up winning by 4, and I think Hugh Freeze is going to try just to beat the absolute piss out of California. There's no reason that they're only a 13-point favorite going to Auburn, and they beat the shit out of them.
Luke, did that line not sketch you out? It did to me.
No, no, I love it. I think it's 21 at least. Like that was what I was expecting when I saw that line. I thought it'd be 21.
I will tell you, Tech played Cal in the bowl game last year. They're not like a nobody.
No, they're not, and they're good.
I think that's why the line is the way it is.
Here's another thing that I found. So last year, Cal would use like this dual threat quarterback, and he kind of ran all over Auburn. So that dude now plays receiver at Auburn. So, like, I mean, if you're not giving any intel on your offensive scheme, like, what kind of fucking transfer are you? So anyway, give me Auburn -13. Last layup of the day, Tennessee -8 going to NC State. Listen, I understand that crazy shit happens at NC State, but if I know anything, that fat fuck over at Tennessee, what's the coach's name?
I don't fucking know.
Dude, he is so fat though. He's so
what is
sloppy.
his name? He's the biggest piece of shit.
He's
Josh
like
Heupel.
incredibly
It's
sloppy.
Heupel, yeah.
Josh Heupel
Yeah,
loves
Heupel.
nothing more than to run up the score in meaningless games. And so if I'm going to pick a team that's going to cover this spread, Tennessee is going to outpace NC State. Their offense did not look great last week. They have a transfer quarterback coming in.
Tennessee?
No, sorry. NC State has a transfer quarterback.
Okay. I was about to say Tennessee scored fucking 80 points last week, buddy.
No, well they have Nico Amaliava or whatever the fuck that dude's name is.
Yeah.
Threw like 6 touchdowns last week. So if any team is going to outscore one, give me Tennessee. I think the physicality, the SEC.
8 is a weird number too. That's such a weird number.
Yep. Give me so
NC State, like I feel like they're going to follow the trend of the ACC just being completely disappointing.
Yeah,
I think so too. I mean, I have not liked what I've seen from any of the ACC guys, other than Miami.
Dude, my God.
Yeah. Florida State looks bad.
NC State has one good offensive player, and it's Concepcion dude. And I think Tennessee's just going to lock him down and make him, try to beat him any other way. But they're going to put up 40.
These 3 picks right here are unbelievable teasers. Take all of these down 6 points, and it's a fucking. I'm about to do it right now, boys.
Yeah. Anyway, I stayed away from the big games. Give me the layups. I hope I come back next week with a winning record, at least tie. I'll just take the 500 record.
And to be honest, Luke, I'm gonna take Rutgers and I'll take Tennessee, but I'm not taking that fucking Auburn game. No chance.
I'm with you. That Auburn game sketched me.
Auburn's just been so fucking weird. Just up and down the last few years.
Yeah, I think last year, they played like they would go. Last year with Auburn, it was like they would gear up for games ahead of schedule. Like if you go look, I think they lost to like New Mexico State. And
they did
went
at home too.
And then they went and almost beat Alabama
and beat A&M on the road.
Yeah,
so they're so weird. I'm out. You talked me out of it.
That's fine. That's fine.
How is this a layup? Rutgers and Tennessee, I think both of those are layups. I think you're good there.
I will say though, Kyle, when we played Cal last year in the freaking Butthole Bowl in like some Shreveport or something, Cal, we beat the shit out of Cal, and we are not a good program.
Yeah.
So
man.
I forgot to tell you this. Cal's best player, their running back, Otto or whatever it is, got hurt last week. So I don't know if he's playing or not, but I think that's why the line is what it is right now, too.
Because you think it would actually be closer if he was playing, is what you're saying?
Oh no, like I'm saying, if he gets ruled out, I don't think he's.
Oh, the line will go. The line will move more.
Yeah,
he's questionable.
Yes.
Yeah,
dude. I'm staring at Colorado, Nebraska. I can't wait for Nebraska to beat the fuck out of them. It's gonna be awesome.
So here's me growing as a picks guy on this show. I wanted to take that game, but I stayed away from the big games. I'm taking what I think are layups.
Yeah,
taking layups.
And
that
now
game does scare me for sure.
And I'm glad Minkoff was on here because I think Minkoff's totally right. I think we completely missed a layup with Utah minus 14 against Baylor. I think we missed that, Luke. I did not miss it. I just put it in, but I missed that on my picks. I definitely should have took that because Baylor is bad, dude.
Yeah, I just didn't know. I know Baylor has this like new transfer quarterback in. I didn't know anything about him. I saw he threw for like crazy amount of yards last game against Arkansas Peanut Butter, and I just decided to stay away from it.
Right.
Well, Aranda's on the hot seat too, and also, did y'all see those shirts they had during training camp?
Oh, what were they?
These shirts like went viral. They were wearing during training camp. It literally said, had like a Baylor logo on it, and said, "We pay players." It's like, well, yeah, everybody does.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, so, you're not the only ones anymore.
If you're gonna do something that weird, I'm fading you.
Hey, R.I.P. Wayne Graham, the old baseball coach. I did
see that today too.
Yeah, died. The guy was there for 1,000 years, won the World Series with him. Yeah, he died today. 88. Yeah, tough scene. But
well, on that note, hey, Nick, thanks for coming in to be our first guest picker. So we're going to do like a record thing. So if you guys, depending on how Nick does this weekend, we're going to just invite people to come on the show and get their picks. And then at the end, we'll have like a, list of who the best, just like how Game Day does it. So
yeah, who the guest picker, how good the guest pickers did.
Dude, someone's gonna win that just fades me.
Probably. That's how it always works.
Well, yeah,
Actually,
they'll
like
come on
one
next week.
half of what they get.
We're gonna go viral for being really bad or really good. One of the two.
One
We'll
of the
figure
two.
it out. Yeah.
All right, boys, let's get the fuck out of here. Peace.
Peace.
See y'all.
That's tomorrow. And that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know what. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
There it is. We are going to do a sting, yeah.
Okay, but now I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Ready? Go.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean? To play us out.
Sting is going to do a video. Sting video.
What is? I don't know what that means. To play us out. What does that mean? To end the show?
Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a. I can't do it. We'll do it live.
No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.